Hello and welcome or welcome back to one of our walking, talking exam questions. Now, I'm going to have a look at a calculation one today. So if you have a little look at what it says on the exam question, we've got a toast that's being moved upwards by a spring. And it gives us some values. It talks about the change in gravitational potential energy, 0.049. It tells us that the mass is 0.05. It tells us that the gravitational field strength is 9.8, and it's asking us to calculate the change in height. Now, the first thing you want to do with these sorts of questions is just start looking and underlining what information it's giving us, what it's asking us for, so the terms, in other words. It talks about gravitational potential energy, so I'm going to underline that. Mass is another one. Next one's gravitational field strength, and it's asking us for the height. So we're now basically trying to work out what equation we need to use. We're looking for an equation that's got each of those terms in it. Now, we're quite lucky in 2022 summer that it gives you one of these. If you're watching this video a bit further down the line, then you're trying to work out what equation you need to remember. And as you can see, I've underlined there's only one equation that you've taught that has all of those terms. So I'm going to write that down in here, and it's going to abbreviate it ever so slightly. So GPE is your gravitational field strength, is mass times gravitational field strength times height. So gravitational potential energy equals mass times gravity times height. So we can start putting some of those terms in there now. So my gravitational potential energy, GPE, is 0.049. So I'm going to put that in there. My mass, it tells us, is 0.05. Gravitational field strength, it tells us, is 9.8, and height is what I'm trying to find. Now, the next thing I can do is tidy this up a little bit. So I'm going to leave that as it is, 0.049, but I can do my 0.05 times 9.8. So 0.05 times 9.8 gives me 0.49. So I'm going to put that in there, and I've still got h for my height. Now, if you really struggle in terms of your maths, if you can get at least this far, then you get in some of the marks. You're getting most of the marks, in fact. So this is probably a 4-mark question. You've got 2 marks so far. So if you can't go any further, at least get this far. But it's not too tricky to work out what we get to get to the next part. So to get my h, my height, is my 0.49 divided by my 0.49. So in other words, my gravitational potential energy divided by what I've just calculated will give me my h. So 0.049 divided by 0.49 gives me an answer of 0.1. 0.1 meters. So make sure I add that just down there as well. And is that a reasonable distance for a toast to pop out of a toaster, about 10 centimeters? Yeah, it's certainly within the realms of realistic. If you get in 2, 3, 4 or 10 meters there, then you've probably got something wrong. So always think about that before you stick with your answer. And it's as simple as that. See you next time.